2017 McLaren Autosport BRDC Award winner Dan Ticktum recently experienced his first taste of Formula 1 machinery driving McLaren's 2013 Challenger around Silverstone's Grand Prix circuit. The 19-year-old won 4 times to finish runner-up behind Mick Schumacher in the FIA Euro F3 Championship this season. Autosport spent the day with Ticktum as he enjoyed his prize drive and followed in the footsteps of previous award winners David Coulthard, Jenson Button, Lando Norris and George Russell. Autosport spoke to him exclusively after his test.
So, Dan, you've just been out for your first ever drive in a Formula 1 car, sat in a Formula 1 car with your name on a rollover hoop. How special does that feel?
Everyone will say it every year, but it is impossible to put into words. Like, you know, just over 10 years ago, which, face it, it's not a very long time, I was at, Bayford Meadows going for my first few tests in a go-kart. And, at that point, no one would have, including me, would have never thought that I'd get even close to this far. Lucky I had a bit of talent, and my dad gave me the support that I needed to get to this point, and obviously a bit of hard work with quite a few ups and downs, but to get to this point, like you say, sat on the front of an F1 car is it's more than a dream, I feel like I've completed my life almost. It's just so happy, yeah, so happy.
Excellent, and we're here because of the McLaren Autosport Award. We're watching you run there with the 4 other finalists. Obviously, it's only a year since you were in their position about the shootout. How influential is that award to a sort of, up-and-coming British driver?
So for me, it was quite big because obviously, I had the ban, and then my first year back in racing was in Formula Renault last year, and that didn't go too well. So confidence levels were not particularly high, and then when I heard I was going to do Macau, there wasn't much pressure because I hadn't done a lot. I'd done 2 days of testing in that car that year, so I was just going to I had no pressure really. I obviously wanted to win, and I focused on getting the win. I won that, and then I came and did the award here, which was and still it was a massive privilege, of course. And yeah, seeing all those guys set up now, it feels like the other day I was here. But those 2 events, I won Macau and this, just gave me so much confidence going into this season. Because obviously after being out of racing for a bit and not having very good results in Renault, everything was not looking too great. So yeah, there we go.
And how much has this day been at the back of your mind? Because you've had an F3 season where you've been at the front, you've been winning, but it's also sort of come alongside constant F1 rumours about super licence points and practice tests and what else is going on. It's the last season of F3, so how much is this day how much have you put it to the back of your mind? How would you reflect on a busy year?
I haven't obviously put it to the back of my mind entirely, but I knew when I won the award it was a long way away, so I just went to focus on F3, to be honest. I had a pretty good season obviously, but about 2 months before this came out, I was really starting to look forward to it, and then when I arrived on the day I obviously couldn't stop smiling, so yeah.
Talking about your European F3 season, 4 wins at your first attempt, including sort of quite a special one at Spa.
Yeah.
So just reflect on that season as a whole.
So season highlights, I would say Spa was definitely up there from 10th to 1st. That was a great race, really enjoyed that one. Pace has been great all throughout the year really. We started off quite a lot stronger than the second half of the season, and that was due to a massive shift in tyre batch. So the Hancocks have about 3 batches every year, and the last few races there was a big change, and until we put the car in the rig, we didn't notice that change. I don't want to say exactly what it is, but it was a big change, so that really hurt us, and if we'd adapted to that slightly better, I reckon we would have had a better chance of winning the championship. But overall, a lot of lessons learned, and and to obviously pretty much end the season, apart from Macau, on this is, I would say tops off a very, very good season.
And so after a year in sort of the Dallara F3 car, try and put into words what it's like, albeit you've had 4 or 5 lap sessions in this, so it's been a day of a lot of learning, but can you try and sort of put into words the step up that it's been as an experience?
It's just take everything in F3 and double it really, all the techniques of driving, I noticed there was quite a lot of similarities, which some people would say you'd expect, but you know, the noise is just incredible. You know, I won't ever forget that the first time I drove that. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah.
And we're now sat in a pit garage. It's got two black lines in it from sort of where you spun the wheels coming out. I mean, that shows you've taken this seriously. You've not been here to sort of pussyfoot around. You've gone for it.
Of course. I mean, the first few runs, looking at the progression, I just built up to it in the first 2 runs, and then I was, you know, I wouldn't say with these tyres I was that far off the limit. You know, I mean, I didn't obviously want to push the limit, but I was having a few snaps in Maggots and Beckett's and stuff, so I was getting pretty close. And yeah, coming sideways out the pit lane, a lot of people frown upon, but I enjoy it, you know. And I earned this day with a lot of hard work, so I think I'm allowed to do it.
Unofficially, on these days, it's Abbey, it's turn 1 that sort of separates. Or it's a good indication because the circuit's quiet, so you can hear, you know, the downshifts, the brakes turning. Yeah. By the end of your session, you were taking that flat out. I mean,
it was pretty quick, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, you know, and just to finish off, obviously everyone knows it's quite a controversial thing, me driving a McLaren, but I want to say thank you very much to McLaren for giving me this opportunity and being so welcoming at the factory. Everyone who's been on the phone to me and everything, they've all been really, really nice and supportive and made the day an absolute joy. So, you know, thank you very much to all of them, and obviously Derek, everyone at BRDC has given me this absolutely incredible opportunity, so thank you.
Obviously, European F3 is changed.
Yeah.
Super license points, where can we expect to see you next season?
So, I mean, now F1 is probably unlikely next year. You know, I'll just do some testing and make sure that I'm fully prepared, possibly for the year after. So I can't say what I'm doing next year yet, but it's exciting, and I'm really, really looking forward to another great opportunity.